What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Crunch Time here on a Saturday afternoon, early morning. I am Britt Devine here with the weekend crew. We're doing a threesome twice today, so we're all doing pretty lucky today. TJ and Tim. TJ, what's going on, dude? You got some of those Spidey bombs ready for us?
Got some Spidey bombs ready for us. Hopefully we can keep up the big night going that we had last night. Gave out 4 Spidey bombs yesterday. Vlad Guerrero, first at bat, over the fence, home run. Lars Nootbaar, first at bat, over the fence, home run. Rafael Devers, first 2 at bats, over the fence, home run. So the Spidey bombs were hot yesterday. Hopefully we can keep that going again today. Already went for a nice bike ride already this morning and got my bets in. Now I'm just going to be getting my single entry DFS team in for this morning as well. Good start to the day. Good start to the weekend.
Yeah, I would appreciate if the Spidey bombs stay hot for this show, TJ, just to let you know. Tim, what's going on your neck of the woods?
Yeah, TJ had an amazing night last night. Like I was following the show and I was like, yeah, that was great calls by him. I was high on Devers last night myself, so I had a pretty good night in the DFS streets. But yeah, I'm excited to break down this early slate with you guys.
Yeah, and we'll be back on for the night slate too, the three of us, at I think around 6:30 or so. We're breaking down 12 games, and it's a little flipped around today, but we'll figure it all out for everybody. TJ, what do you want for the first Spidey bomb? We're at 15 likes. How about you want to get to 25 or 30?
We'll give the people a chance to trickle in. You know, it's still pretty early on a Saturday, so we'll just go 25 for the first one.
All right, that should be pretty easy. Hit the like button, everybody, and we'll get that. We'll keep the home runs going for everybody, hopefully. All right, let's jump into the slate. Pretty strange slate. Both sites have different games, and all games are pretty much loaded with pitching today. So, Tim, I'm going to start with you for the overview. I've got the bat pulled up. The bat likes Snell, Glass now. You've got the Rays on Fanduel. You don't have them on DraftKings. So with Glass now being, 1,200 less than Snell on FanDuel, he's the 5th highest priced pitcher over there this morning. That seems like the way I'm going to go, at least for my cash games. What's your take on FanDuel? We'll get to DraftKings in just a second because it's a little different.
Yeah, FanDuel is clearly Glass now in cash games. I think that's a pretty clear and obvious choice. He's only 10K. We have him projected for 95 pitches, which is great. The only thing that I would say on FanDuel is the ownership gap between Glasnow and Snell. We got Glasnow at 34%. We got Snell at 13%. I love Snell for tournaments, but Glasnow for cash games is clearly the top choice. And then I would go Snell. I would try to get kind of maybe overweight on Snell in tournaments, but Glasnow definitely for cash.
Yeah, TJ, let's talk pitching in just a second because the people have responded. They want to continue the hot streak from the Spidey bombs. Let's get to that. We've hit 25 likes.
All right, let's do it. I'm actually going to do pitching first here just because they got there a little bit quicker than I – actually, know what? No, I'm good. I do remember who my first one was going to be. Tough picking people. People were calling me a homer yesterday for going with Vlad. But no, Spidey just knew that Vlad was going to be knocking one out of the park, and it hurts, but we got to go against the home team today. We're going against the Toronto Blue Jays, and Spidey bomb number 1, plus 390 on FanDuel. I'm going to be honest, I don't love the odds, but I do really like this player today, and it's Corbin Carroll is Spidey bomb number 1.
All right. I got 390. It looks like on DraftKings you can get that at plus 450. So for the people out there,
I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, the 450 on Carroll, if you're looking for that, looks good. I'm definitely going to follow you into that one. TJ, all right, back to pitching. How are you breaking down? Again, we'll do FanDuel first, and then we'll switch over to DraftKings, TJ.
All right, perfect. Yeah, it's kind of tough with how everything is so differentiated between these two, like not just the two slates, but then the two sites today. So many games post All-Star break, getting things together. I agree on FanDuel. I probably want to go Glass now. Like 10K is just too cheap for him there, especially compared to Snell. And so Glass now is going to be my guy on FanDuel. Paxton is probably going to be my favorite tournament option. I'm in a weird spot where I like some Cubs bats, but then I also like Paxton today. And I honestly don't think I would take a shot on anyone outside of those three.
All right, let's go to DraftKings, Tim, where we don't have Glass now, but we have a couple other pitchers here. We've got Heaney on the slate. He's 6,200. The pricing, everyone's cheap because I don't know. They've just decided to make everybody cheap. And if you want to play a couple of expensive bats, you still need to save some money on DraftKings this morning. So we've got Snell at 82, Bassett at 84, Ranger Suarez at 8,700. He's clearly mispriced as being at 8,700 in my opinion. Paxton's 86. Then everyone else is a little bit below them. So do you prefer two of the higher price pitchers, or do you mind taking a shot on a Heaney and maybe a couple other expensive bats in there?
Yeah, so I'm going Snell and Paxton in cash, but I guess I wouldn't fault anybody if they want to go Snell Heaney. The bat absolutely loves Heaney today. They want us to jam in some high end bats, but I'm going to go Snell Paxton. I don't mind Bassett, but I think I would keep him for tournaments, and then that would be pretty much it. Just those four guys in my pool for tournaments.
All right. I want to know the Rangers lineup came out. It is pretty much as expected. I don't think one of the bottom of the order guys isn't in there. They put Garver in, but it's pretty much as expected if you were rostering any Rangers on DraftKings today. Yeah, Snell, Heaney, the bat really likes that combo. I like Snell as my top guy. Philly's not really walking too much, and if Snell can keep the walks down, he's been just so electric. I like him quite a bit today.
Snell is way too cheap on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Like that's like a total misprice for him.
Yep. TJ, DraftKings tournaments. Do you prefer two of the more expensive, even though they're not 10K plus, or would you go down to one of the cheaper combos? Maybe I don't think Gavin Williams, Andrew Heaney, can that get there on the slate to get all of the expensive bats that you might want to play?
I personally the expensive bats that I want to be playing are Texas today, and so with that, I'm not going with Gavin Williams. I'm only playing one lineup today on the early slate. Had the expert survey and went for a bike ride, so I didn't figure I didn't have the time to do a full 150 or anything like that on the morning slate. I'll likely be doing that for the evening though. And then so for this morning slate, I feel like it's Paxton, Snell, and Heaney are the three guys that I want to be rolling with. And then just because I don't know, like it's the weather and also just kind of how some of these lineup spots are, I think I do want to go with a couple Chicago bats, which is leaning me to roll with Snell and Heaney.
Yeah, it's warm. It's not super windy in Wrigley, but there's a little bit of wind. The total's 8.5, so it's not a super high total. Sometimes we'll see 11, 12. That's because we've got two reasonably good pitchers on the mound today.
Weather Edge loves Wrigley today. A huge upgrade to home runs, huge upgrade in total runs, 112 game sample size. So, I mean, I think that's something that we should not be ignoring. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant on Paxton, but you still have to hit the ball regardless of what park you're in. So I still like Paxton, but we'll get to it. But I really love the Red Sox today.
Yeah, Weather Edge, it's 112 games, so somewhere around here. Hot. Looks like it's muggy a little bit of wind, so there's a lot going for the batters today in Wrigley. So keep that. TJ, is that sort of your thoughts behind wanting some of the Chicago bats against Paxton? What about the Red Sox bats against Stroman here?
I don't really ever like targeting Stroman, and so I don't love a Red Sox stack. But like as it stands right now, Rafael Devers is in my lineup. I like him individually. I like a couple, like a mini stack of Boston or a couple individual bats, more than a full stack, just because of Stroman's ground ball ability.
Yeah, Devers is very cheap on DraftKings. All right, TJ, we're almost let's get to 50 likes for a Spidey Bomb number 2. We're at 42. Keep hitting the like button. The Spidey Bombs were hot last night. I want to thank FanDuel for sponsoring the show. If you guys have any, or if you're in one of the sports betting states and you want to check out FanDuel, new customers can bet $20 and get $200 in bonus bets. Read the terms and conditions on that. But thank you to FanDuel for sponsoring the show. Personally, generally, FanDuel, when you're playing the Spidey Bombs, like it seems like 90% of the time, the best odds for home run odds are currently on FanDuel. So I like them doing that for the people. All right, let's talk offense. Tim, let's go to you. Oh, actually, I'll do tournaments with TJ. In general, right? FanDuel, to me, it's Rays first. Then you can mix in. You like the Cubs. I like the Padres. You can mix in some Boston. That seems like if you're playing, like the Rays are just overwhelmingly the favorite team on FanDuel for me today.
Yeah, on FanDuel as well. I think the Rays are going to be the number one team for me. To me, the Rays, it's the Rays on FanDuel and the Rangers on DraftKings. Those are the two teams that I want to be targeting. Philly's got a nice total, but I don't really want to be maybe Vegas knows something I don't. Snell was walking some more guys in his last start. Maybe they're expecting him to do well, and so on a small game slate, if Philly's not picking up all that much ownership, I think it's interesting. I'd probably be more willing to go to them on FanDuel, where I'd be less willing to play Snell, just because of that price tag. And so I think they're fine. But to me, it's on both sites. It's the one game that is not on the other one. It's Tampa on FanDuel. It's Texas on DraftKings. And then on both of the sites, my next favorite team for tournaments would be either Chicago, Arizona, or some Boston one-offs.
All right. Is lineup HQ down for everybody else right now, or is that just me?
It's been kind of funky for me.
It's been very weird for me today.
All right. I haven't had a problem until just now. So we're staring at a blank screen. We'll try to come up with something else to look at in just a minute here. Tim, real quick, offense in general, what are you looking at? Maybe draft.
I agree with TJ. It's kind of it's Rangers on DraftKings. It's Rays on FanDuel. I really love the Red Sox. That's my favorite kind of they're not going to be sneaky, but they're my favorite team for single entry. I think you can play them in cash. I love Rafael Devers today. I love Jarren Duran today. So I love the Red Sox as a full stack. So I guess I disagree a little bit with TJ. The Red Sox are one of my favorite stacks on the board.
Yeah, if you're playing the win, you might as well. I think both sides. I mean, if you're Paxton, Stroman, these guys are both good. If you like one offense because of the weather, I think you probably have to take the stand. Me personally, I would be doing it where I would play the weather both offenses, because in theory they should both benefit. I know there's a lot of ground balls with Stroman, but the Red Sox have a good enough offense to overcome that to me. All right, let's go position by position. We need one more so next time we get to TJ, we'll get Spidey Bomb number 2. Catcher on DraftKings, to me, I'm playing Jonah Heim. I know the bat liked Real Muto. I don't think it's really a safe position today. Those are probably the two guys I want. And when you get Heim against Williams instead of Real Muto against Snell for the $100, I'll find Jonah Heim's just having a great season, both behind the plate and framing and at the bat. Literally everyone on Texas is having a good year at the bat. I want Texas on DraftKings, on FanDuel. I don't know if you're really playing a catcher over there this morning.
Yeah, definitely don't need a catcher on FanDuel. So let me ask you this, Brett. Are you playing Heaney in cash?
It's possible. I might be dabbling over there. The 6,200 is just a little too low.
Right. Yeah. So
everyone at pitcher is just a little bit too low.
Because I'm playing Paxton, and then I'm punting with either Gomes or Wong. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't decided.
I have no qualms about that.
Yeah, I don't have any qualms with what you're saying either, but I think I'm going to have to punt the position in cash.
All right. And then TJ, catcher, is there anyone you're looking to hit a home run?
Gomes is the guy that I'm rolling with at catcher today, which scares me because I would have won the $3 150 max GPP yesterday if I would have went with a different 2v2. If I go with Heim and a cheap Oakland and Heim and Peterson as for Oakland as opposed to Soderstrom and who I can't remember, and Josh Jung. So I went Jung and Soderstrom. If I would have went Jace Peterson and Heim, I would have won the $3 150 max GPP yesterday. I finished 11th. So I'm a little just scared. Obviously, it's just straight recency bias and nothing else. But I'm a little scared to not go to Jonah Heim just because I would have taken it all down yesterday. But I think in my current lineup right now, it's got Yan Gomes. I just really like that $2,800 price tag and that he's batting 5th.
All right. It looks like it's the bat, some sort of problem with the bat. If I load up the RotoGrinders projections, lineup HQ is working fine. So if you are using the bat, maybe switch over to the RotoGrinders ones, at least for the show. That's what I'm going to do currently. TJ, we also hit 50 likes. Spidey Bomb number 2, please.
All right. I talked about liking the Cubs quite a bit today. And now James Paxton has been very, very reverse splitsy this year in terms of strikeouts. He's striking out 32% of right-handed bats, only 18% of the left-handed bats. And we got a lefty in the Cubs lineup today, batting cleanup, and he's got a 309 ISO so far this year against same-handed pitching. Cody Bellinger is Spidey Bomb number 2. I found some good odds on him today on my website Play Now, and it looks like on Fanduel they're pretty darn good as well. Plus 630 for Cody Bellinger today.
Yeah, I'm loading it up right now. I believe it's at 680 for Bellinger. Let's see. So I just got a 680 for Bellinger. I'm following you into that. Tim likes the Weather Edge likes it. Tim likes it. TJ likes it. I can get on board with that. You good with a Bellinger bomb at 680, Tim?
I think that's a really good call. I really like that call.
All right, so Bellinger, Spidey Bomb, number 2. Let's go to first base, Tim. How are you handling this from more of the cash game perspective?
Yeah, so definitely, Nathaniel Lau is a good play. Justin Turner, I really love the Red Sox. As I mentioned, Cassis I think is viable in cash, but I don't know if you necessarily need him. So I think Justin Turner might be my guy, or Nathaniel Lau.
Yeah, on FanDuel, what about the Rays? You playing Rayleigh on FanDuel?
Yeah, Rayleigh's definitely the guy on FanDuel.
Yeah, FanDuel, you better have 4 Tampa Bay Rays in your cash games, and I think
definitely.
Rayleigh's probably one of them over there. TJ, anything else at first base?
First base today, sorry, I was just trying to check things out as like different apps and different websites are saying it's Taijuan Walker starting the first game as opposed to Ranger Suarez.
It's Suarez.
Yeah, it's the apps and stuff that are wrong, and it's Suarez in game 1 and it's Walker in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were asking about that in chat. So Suarez game 1, and then Taijuan Walker game 2. First base today. On DraftKings, Nate Lowe is probably going to be my favorite guy at the position here. Don't mind a little Justin Turner, but if I'm not going Nate Lowe, I'm probably going full punt to Tristan Cassis. Batting 6th today. I love a little like Devers Cassis mini stack. I think that's a fantastic way of going with the Red Sox today. So for me, it would be Lowe number 1, Cassis number 2. And then maybe if I'm trying to get crazy in tournaments, go some Vlad. I honestly, from just a like not even biased perspective, but just following this team a lot, understanding the changes that Vladdy has made to his swing in the last bit to increase his exit velocity, or not increase his exit velocity, increase his launch angle. As well as last year after the home run derby, he started going wild with his home runs as well. So I really do think Vlad is in for a pretty big second half of the season here. And we want to jump on this before his price starts getting a little bit too high. And then most of the same on FanDuel is what Tim went with there. Here, I just got to upload and get the MLB Plate IQ projections here and refresh so I can actually see some players on FanDuel.
All right, TJ, you got any more home run calls for Spidey Bombs? You got a third one in the pocket there?
Always got more in the pocket. We got 150 people watching now. Get me up to 75, and I got a third Spidey Bomb for the people.
All right, let's go to second base. Tim, how are you handling that? You can go. You've got Kim leading off against Suarez. That's pretty good. There, if you have money, of course, you want to play Semien. How are you handling second base?
Yeah, second base, Brandon Lau on FanDuel, easy. Like, don't even overthink that. Yep. Kim on DraftKings, I think it's pretty easy to get to. Where do you go? Batten for the Padres, I think, is a viable punt. And then you could also go Arroyo for the Red Sox.
All right, and then TJ, second base. What do you think from a tournament perspective?
Yeah, same things. I like Kim quite a bit. And then on FanDuel, obviously Lau is the top play there. But don't sleep on Ketel Marte or Geraldo Perdomo either. They're batting first and second today for Arizona. Bassett is a lead against righties, and he's been really struggling against lefties this year. So don't forget about Perdomo and Marte too.
Tim, where'd you go? What just happened, dude?
My camera is doing something funky. I don't really know, to be honest.
I thought you got abducted by aliens for a second.
No, I don't think so.
All right, Tim's back. Third base, Devers is very cheap on DraftKings. What about on FanDuel? Who would be your choice over there? Is it a Machado? Is it a Devers? How are you handling third base over there?
I prefer Devers, but you can certainly go Machado. And then don't forget about Kim. Like, he's got tri-position eligibility. So I think it's one of those three guys for me. But it's Devers for me on DraftKings 100%.
Yeah, Devers just too cheap at 4,800 in the win game with the splits. There's just a lot going for him today. I would agree. That's probably one of the first guys I put in my cash game. TJ, if we're all playing Devers, and I think on both sites, Machado looks pretty good. His home run odds, I don't know if he's going to be Spidey Bomb 3, but I bet Machado to hit a home run today, so I have some coins on that one. Who are you looking at?
Yeah, I don't mind the Machado call, but Devers is definitely going to be my guy today. I don't mind the idea of going with some Christopher Morel in tournaments today, Kim on FanDuel. For what it's worth, I don't want to lie to the people. I don't want to lie to the people because I said I was only playing one lineup. I just adjusted it. I made a second lineup because I realized I could do the exact same thing and have one of them be one of the teams be Tatis and Kim and the other one be Perdomo and Carroll. So that's what I did there, is I just did those 2v2 to have each one of them. But Rafael Devers, definitely my top guy here. And then in tournaments, I do like going to Machado as well as Christopher Morel. More
lineups, more better, TJ, right? That's what we're doing here. It looks like Tim, are you there, or is he gone for the moment? So it looks like it's just me for a second here. So I'm going to handle shortstop from a cash game perspective. On DraftKings, I'm paying up. This is the one guy I'm really looking for. I'm on Corey Seager, just absolutely crushing right-handed pitching. He's one of the best hitters this year in all of baseball. If I'm trying to find one specific player, and I even have him with Tatis. We'll talk about Tatis in just a second. But you can get up with how cheap the pitching is on DraftKings, specifically if you're wanting to risk it with Heaney. I like the bats over the pitching today, so I'm trying to get Seager into my teams on DraftKings. On FanDuel, you've got Kim's a shortstop over there. He's 2,800. Probably you want to be playing him somewhere in your lineup on FanDuel. I would almost guarantee he fell into mine at the shortstop position. A couple other guys, Trey Turner, 3,200. If you think Snell might have some problems, I think he's reasonably interesting. And Xander Bogaerts. Those are probably the only three guys I would play from a cash perspective today. TJ, from tournaments, is there anyone other than those three you'd want to be targeting?
Like you, Corey Seager on DraftKings, by far my favorite guy. I will always play some Bo Bichette in tournaments, but Geraldo Perdomo is probably going to be my second favorite behind Seager. On DraftKings or on FanDuel, Franco would be the top guy, followed by Bo Bichette as my next favorite tournament pivot. In terms of the expensive guys, and then on the cheap, it's obviously Ha-Seong Kim as well.
All right, we're 8 likes away from getting the final Spidey Bomb of the day. I've got a couple bets I'll give you 2 at the end. They're mainly for the late slate, but hey, you might as well get them in now before the lines move and are against us, because I think they will as the day progresses. Outfield, TJ, I'm liking. Let's see, what am I looking at? FanDuel. You've got Rosarena. You've got Lowe. You want to be playing the Rays on FanDuel. You want to get the guys towards the top of the order. I would be trying to get them. If you need a salary saver on FanDuel just to make everything work, I'm not really expecting Kyle Isbell to really do too much, but he's 2,400. He's hitting cleanup. It is against Glass now. Not expecting too much, but a nice lineup spot. Even if he gets you a couple of points at a salary saver, I think he's a pretty interesting option. On DraftKings, I'm doing whatever I can to get Tatis today against Suarez. Suarez sort of fell apart a little bit before the break after he was having a reasonably good season. I'm hoping that continues. I do like the San Diego bats quite a bit. You've got Duran for Boston. If you like the win game, he's leading off. That looks pretty good. If you need a couple of cheap plays, I'm just trying to get a lot of Rangers in my lineup today. You could play an Ian Happ, a Suzuki down there for the win game. But honestly, right, Tavares is having an amazing season, even though he's more towards the bottom of the lineup for Texas. He's 3,400. I think he fits in nicely, at least over there on DraftKings. So, Tim, I see you're back. Real quick.
Sorry about that. Sorry
What's
about
happening?
that, guys. I don't know. Something's going on with my modem. Something's going on today. So I apologize to everybody listening.
Did you reset the router? That is the number one key to do.
I did.
All right, so that's where we went.
Yeah.
All right, so outfield real quick, Tim, and then we'll get to TJ for tournaments.
Yeah, I love Duran. I love Yoshida today. I love that whole Red Sox situation. Verdugo, I think, is interesting for tournaments. Tatis would be your top guy if you can get to him. I think you can today pretty easily. Those would be my cash game plays.
Yeah, and then TJ, we're, let's see, 4 likes away. Let's get those likes in. We'll get Spidey Bomb number 3. How are you handling the outfield on your tournament teams, TJ?
Yeah, so I don't mind some of these. Obviously, Cody Bellinger, Spidey Bomb, one of my favorite tournament plays in here today. Tatis is obviously great, but I think I might slightly prefer a little bit of Corbin Carroll today as a tournament pivot. Don't mind the leadoff Duran call, him or Yoshida, both of them totally fine. And then I like going to these cheap Texas and Cubs bats. So guys like Tavares, Jankowski, as well as a little bit of Ian Happ and say a Suzuki.
All right, TJ, we're at 73 likes. I'm gonna guess the people are, by the time it's done, they'll get us to 75. I'm gonna trust them. Let's get Spidey Bomb number 3.
Because we're going on a trust basis, I'm not going too crazy with it. But I mean, hey, it's a 4-game slate. It's really tough to find some strong home run plays on a 4-game slate. And so number 3, running it back to yesterday, it's Rafael Devers.
Yeah, and Devers, let's see. Let me pull up the odds on him. Looking like, let's see, 360 on Fanduel looks like the best bet for him currently right now.
What's Duran's, Brett?
Duran is at plus 800 on Fanduel right now. Everywhere else is like 600 or 550. I'm gonna throw that one in too.
I can't bet home run props, but I like that one quite a bit.
You can't bet home run props. Where, like, what does that mean? Explain that.
He's one of the 6 people who lives in Maine.
Yeah, not legal in my state. Not legal in my state, man.
For what it's worth, I would rather Yoshida is plus 750 on Caesars.
Yeah,
I like him
that's
a
pretty
little
good
bit.
too.
I like him a little bit better than Duran to hit it.
Tim, after the show, I'll let you in on something. I'll get you betting some home.
Oh,
all right. Let's get into the questions here. There's a YouTube. There's a Discord. If you want the Discord questions, it's the live stream chat and RotoGrinders. It's a free Discord. Almost everything there outside of the bat, Stevie's NASCAR package. You can communicate with Chief in the prop shop. If you want to know what Grant's betting on any given day, if you want to talk to Blender, they all have their specific channels. There's a lot of other stuff going on in Discord. If you're ever looking for a community, hit that up. And on YouTube, of course, you can start posting questions too. Go into the live stream chat. Don't really see any questions. All I see, TJ, is you talking about the Spidey Bombs. Let's hope that continues for today. Do we think Suarez as a low-owned – this is like the ultra game theory play on DraftKings. Because they're saying Walker is the starter.
No.
Can we play Suarez for a ultra low-owned tournament play on DraftKings?
I don't like that.
If you're playing
under Walker's
lineups,
ownership
100%.
today in the early slate. Like
No.
If I was playing a lot of lineups, I'd probably if I was running 150 today, I'd probably have 20 to 30% Suarez.
So what's your favorite cheap pitcher on DraftKings? Don Yeezy wants to know 6,800 or less. Walker, Heaney, or Williams on DraftKings. Well, it's not Walker. It'd be Suarez.
Definitely not Walker because he's not playing.
I was gonna say it's not Walker. It's Heaney by a mile, I think.
Yeah, I'd play Heaney over Williams. I'm hoping he gets in lots of trouble today. I
even think Stroman is slightly on play on DraftKings where he's 7,500 if you're playing lots of lineups.
If you're playing a lot of lineups, I don't hate that.
Marcus Martinez, he's going Paxton and Snell as his starting pitchers on DraftKings. You think that's fine? That seems very, 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 very reasonable today.
I think that's amazing. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. A couple bets I got. I posted them on Scores and Odds if you're looking to get into the money line streets. I'm having an amazing season on Scores and Odds. From the money line perspective, I like the Yankees tonight to get it done in cores. and I like the Giants to get it done against the Pirates. The Giants specifically, if I just had to bet one, would be probably my bet of the day. They should handle Pittsburgh pretty easily tonight.
How old do you think Taijuan Walker is going to be? Do you think he reaches 10%?
I would say over in like high buy-in zero, like close to zero, but in like the $3, 150 or whatever like that, it's going to be over like 1 or 2% for sure, without question. Let's see. Just looking for some more questions. We didn't really talk Jose Ramirez, just because Devers is so cheap. Jose Ramirez today, Tim?
I love it for tournaments. I would just prefer, Devers and cash games. But yeah, for tournaments, I think he's great.
Alfredo in YouTube chat showed up a little late, forgetting what time slate starts. Do you want to do a quick, maybe 1 minute rundown for him?
Yeah, Tim, why don't you take pitching?
Yeah, Snell and Paxton are my cash game guys, but Snell and Heaney are also viable for cash. But I think Snell is your priority, and then if you're playing on FanDuel, Glasnow is 100% your cash game guy. So those would be my guys for cash.
And then TJ from tournaments, if he was playing those, do you have any? It's pretty limited on a 4-game slate what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, exactly. On DraftKings, the only guys I'm really considering are Paxton, Snell, Heaney, and maybe a little bit of Stroman. And I kind of rank them Snell 1, Heaney 2, Paxton 3. And then on FanDuel, Glasnow is the guy that takes the cake for me. And I would probably I'd have to be running a lot of lineups to be getting off of Glasnow over there.
Yeah, he seems pretty good on FanDuel today. If you guys have any more questions, please keep pushing them into the chat. We got about 4 minutes left. We will take questions as long as they're coming in. The King of Smack wants to know 1 through 4 San Diego, or should he do the bottom of the order like a 9, 1, 3, 4? San Diego's easily, to me, on FanDuel going to be the second highest owned offense. How would you handle it? Do you prefer the top of the order, or would you try to get a little funky today?
I tried to go get a little funky today because today's going to be very, very chalky. It's going to be hard to get different today.
TJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't mind.
1 through 5 San Diego is just these guys are going to be very fun.
Yeah, and I don't a guy like Grisham is pretty good against lefties. Batten is wildly, wildly cheap. Gary Sanchez has power. So I don't think there's anything wrong with stacking the bottom half whatsoever.
All right, yeah, I think I kind of agree with that. Alan wants to know, Gallon, we didn't really talk about him on DraftKings today. He's the highest price pitcher. He's, generally pretty good. He's been much better at home than the road this year. I noticed with him, guys like Nola, there's a long history of that. There's certain pitchers who pretty much do very good at home, and sometimes they struggle on the road. Gallon's certainly one of those, specifically this year. Tim, any takes on him? He would be like my lowest owned of the high price pitchers.
You did definitely. I completely agree with that. Definitely the lowest owned out of the top end guys for me.
TJ, you don't have too much interest going up against your Blue Jays?
No, not at all.
You prefer? Would you? You didn't talk too much about your Blue Jays, but would you like them as a lower owned stack against Gallon, who has name value, but those road struggles are real for him?
Yeah, I would probably rather do some power hunting and with some mini stacks. I really don't feel the need to do a lot of full stacking on this 4-game slate. And so I don't mind mixing and matching Vlad, Bichette, a little bit of Chapman, a little bit of Springer, but Vlad and Bichette would really be my 2 big targets.
Tim, if Jonah Heim will be reasonably popular, do you think you can go to Mitch Garver? There's a little bit of a drop off, but anyone in Texas is fine.
Yeah, anyone in Texas is great today.
The bottom of the Texas lineup, stack them up.
Yeah.
They can just have as big of a day as any normal order. They're all pretty good hitters.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Looks like YouTube, we've pretty much caught up on them. I don't see any in the live stream chat on Discord. Tim, you got any final takes, taters, whatever you got going on here today?
No, I like Yoshida and I like Duran for home runs today.
I mentioned I had Machado. I bet a couple others. I did bet that 800 on Duran. Real quick, I thought that was a pretty reasonable line on FanDuel. Other than that, TJ, you got anything else? Any wild parlays, anything like that you got going on?
Yeah, I got a bunch with for just like home run ones from some of these guys from the early slates. I got Tatis in both of his games, Bellinger, Corbin Carroll, Corey Seager, Devers, Olsen from the late games, Brandon Nimmo from a late game. Those who are that might be a little surprise Spidey bomb for the late ones, as well as Stanton. And then I did just put in I bet a $50 bet parlayed between 4 players, Tatis, Bellinger, Seager, and Carroll, all to get at least 2 bases in this game.
No, that's not bad. I know so you mentioned Stanton. I was looking at the bat. The bat has basically a 50% chance of Stanton hitting a home run today. It's almost I think that's the largest I've seen in a very long time.
I don't remember last time I saw anything like that.
He's at like plus 255 or I think on FanDuel. So if you like those projections from the bat, you can follow. I'm in on that one.
On this website I use, Jarren Duran is only plus 760 to hit a home run, but Yoshida is 885.
Yeah, there you go. Everything. Oh, Tim is disappearing. That's it for the show. Reset the router. Devin, get this man some technical help post-show. Tim, I'll be in contact with you as well. That's going to do it. We'll be back. At least TJ and I will. Tim will be intermittent on the late show tonight. Thanks for everybody for watching. Hit the like button on the way out. And we out, Jeff.